What's up, people? Welcome back to the Ask channel, and I go by Josie. So today we have the special one, Nachubele Javan, all the way from Kenya, and shout out to all Kenyans. He's gonna share us the experience in Rwanda as the foreigner, and let's welcome him.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Javan Joseph Nachibwede. I'm currently in Rwanda, but I'm from Kenya. I'm a second year student at the African Leadership University. I'll be doing this video as part of a collaboration with the Ask, which has taken into initiative for collaborations in different parts of Africa, that is Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, among many other African countries. So stay tuned till the end. I'll be back shortly. So as part of this collaboration with the Ask, thanks to Fiak Rukundo, who's also my classmate and friend, I'll talk about my life as a foreigner in not only Kigali but in Rwanda in general. So in my efforts to try and talk about this topic, actually it was this morning when I got a call from him, and he was like, Javan, you can come over and talk about your life, being one of his friends and classmates, and talk about your life generally in Kigali around this time, and also during the quarantine, and also during your school life. And I was like, it's fine. At first I didn't know what to talk about, but as I took my taxi from where I stay to where he stays, it continued to pile up in me, and I knew exactly what I wanted to talk about. So in my efforts to talk about my life, my foreign life here in Kigali, I'll divide it into 5 basic components. That is the people of Rwanda, as many of you know. I'll talk about the language, Kinyarwanda, but as most would prefer to call it, Ichinyarwanda. Get that, Ichinyarwanda. Which I will also remind you about my name, Nachibwede Kenyan. It's actually fine. So after that, I'll talk about the landscape, the mountainous, the land of 1,000 hills. After that, I'll talk about the environment, the green nature of the beautiful country of Rwanda, and then I'll wrap it up with the systems in Rwanda, which make it one of the best countries in Africa to stay, if not in the world. So the first part is the people of Rwanda. Many of you have been told about the beautiful people of Rwanda, the light-skinned, the beautiful ladies in Rwanda. You've been told about the tall people from Rwanda, the land of 1,000 hills. So when you get to Rwanda, you'll be welcomed by very beautiful faces. You'll be welcomed by very smiling people, and this is actually something adorable, which I found very, very nice once I set foot in the country. They were always willing to help out in case you needed anything. They would always be there for you, and it goes a long way in not only encouraging tourists to come to the country, but also to get more investors into the country. And I think this is one thing I'll give a thumbs up to the Rwandese people. The second part is about the language. Personally, I've studied 4 languages. I'm so fluent in Kiswahili because it's my mother language, and then there's also my tribal language, and then I've also learned English along the way, which I've grown to be very fluent in. And then I've also done a little bit of French, that is the conversational level, and I'm also good at German because I spent 4 years in studying German, that is at the Alliance High School. So coming to Rwanda and knowing that there's that language barrier, which I have to surpass, it was a little bit tricky at first because it derailed me from doing some of the common things, such as going to buy food from the market, going to get services from elsewhere, let's say the gym and everything. So, but as time went by and as I interacted more with my Rwandese friends, this actually became easier. As a matter of fact, I noticed that some of the Rwandese words, some of the Kinyarwanda words, are actually similar to the ones we have back in Kenya, that is in Swahili. So it became easier and easier and easier as time went by, and right now I can proudly say that I know some of the Rwandese words, and my friends here can attest to that. Yeah. So when you get to the third part, that is the landscape of Rwanda. As many of you again have been told, this is the land of 1,000 hills. You go everywhere, there are hills everywhere, there are mountains everywhere, and it's one of the aspects that is one of the most underrated aspects of the beautiful country of Rwanda. It's one of the tourist attraction sites. If you ask anyone about Rwanda, obviously they will tell you about the land of 1,000 hills. So at first, when I came to Rwanda, this was actually an issue because you wouldn't walk for more than 2 kilometers because of the landscape. but as time went by, it actually became a source of joy because we would take advantage of this and go for morning runs and everything, which have allowed most of the students at ALU and also other universities around to be fit, as it gave them the necessary conditions to actually exercise without even going to the gym itself. Before I came again, I was told about the transportation system in Rwanda, the way I needed to get a tap and go, which is a cashless system where the residents of Kigali would board buses without paying cash directly to the drivers. And it seemed quite hard for me because such a system was ever introduced at my home country, but it didn't actually work for one reason or the other. But here it actually works. I think this is something that they really need to be proud of their government for. It has gone a long way in ensuring that there's order in the country, that the transportation is okay, that there's not so much traffic, the congestion on the roads is not as much compared to many African countries. And I think when it comes to matters to do with transportation, Rwanda has beat it. Rwanda has indeed beat it. And we can only say murakoze to this. That is, thank you for those who do not know Kigali-Rwanda. Then the fourth part, and one of the aspects that I really love about Africa, about Rwanda rather, is the green environment. Back then in Kenya, while I was part of the Pacemaker International, that is an organization that deals mainly with sustainable development goal number 4, that is equitable education. I had started an NGO with some colleagues of mine. It was called Ein Baum, which is a German translation for a tree, where we would go around the primary schools, we would teach them about environmental conservation awareness, and again we would also go ahead to plant trees in the area. So as I came to Rwanda and I saw all the trees in the city, around the city center, around the places where I stay, I was very much impressed by this, because it showed me how a country could impact, how a country could actually make this happen. It was always a dream for my organization, ensuring that we plant 200 trees in all the schools around Nairobi and its environs. And when I came here and I saw that this is actually a possibility, I was impressed, because it's really something amazing. It's really something amazing seeing the green nature. It's not something that you would find in most of the cities in Africa, because I've been to 3 cities. I've been to Nairobi, I've been to Kampala, and here in Kigali, I think this is one very underrated aspect, which, mark my words, is very okay. And then something about Rwanda that I also liked is how welcoming the atmosphere is. It's not that cold, it's not that hot, it's just okay. And that is something that I really love about Africa, about Rwanda. The other part that really impresses me about Rwanda is its cleanliness. It goes without saying that cleanliness is next to godliness. And I think Rwanda has really beaten this. It has really surpassed this aspect. Whenever you move around the town, be it in the suburb areas like Kachiru or Kibagabaga, you'll hardly notice any piece of paper lying around or anything. And I think this is due to some of the implementations that has been done by the government of Rwanda in ensuring the cleanliness of not only Kigali city but also other towns and other areas in Rwanda. One of it is the banning of use of plastic paper bags in the country. This is something that I think has really been helpful to that, but I think the most important of it is what they do on every last Saturday of the month. That is what they call the Omuganda. This is where the members of the society would come out, they would hold meetings in the societies, and then they would clean various places, including the schools, the market centers, the shopping centers, their home areas. And I think this one has gone a long way in ensuring that the city of Kigali is clean, and it's one of the aspects that I really appreciate about Kigali. The last aspect that I really admire about the place is the security. Rwanda is a place where you would walk at 3 a.m. in the morning as you come from a hard day from school, and it will actually seem okay. The lightings are working, the floodlights are okay and everything, and it's really secure. The watchmen are there, the policemen are there, and as you walk from school, you really feel the security, the presence of people around you. And I think this is something that should also be picked up by other African countries. Yeah.
Thank you, Jovan, for sharing us your experience in Rwanda. And I remind you to hit the subscribe button and like, comment, and share. Thank you so much. The Ask loves you.